lines of code before my eyes. Syntax like a puzzle, dreams tangled in disguise. Every keystroke's a question, every bug's a fear, facing endless possibilities, but the path's unclear. Heartbeats sinking with the rhythm of the screen, thoughts racing through the chaos of a digital dream. Can I navigate the sea, find my way to shore, or drown in the uncertainty, forever wanting more? Hello world inside my head, I'm reaching out to you. With every line I write, I'm finding something true. Nervous energy ignites, but hope begins to rise. On this brand new journey, I'm ready to surprise. Damn, bugging through the darkness, searching for the light. Errors in my pathway, pushing through the night. Every challenge that I face fuels the fire within, turning fear into ambition. Let the coding begin. In the silence of creation, doubts begin to fade. Embracing every moment, every choice I've made. From the first hello to the lines that intertwine, building worlds within my mind, one step at a time. Hello world inside my head, I'm reaching out to you. With every line I write, I'm finding something true. Nervous energy ignites, but hope begins to rise. On this brand new journey, I'm ready to surprise. Breaking through the barriers, tearing down the doubt. Embracing every moment, letting courage flow. We smash these walls of fiction, our confidence ignites. Breaking free with all we have, this is our fight tonight. Hello world inside my head, I'm reaching out to you. With every line I write, I'm finding something true. Nervous energy ignites, but hope begins to rise. On this brand new journey, I'm ready to surprise. Hello world, I'm here to stay.
Hello. Hey Trench. Hey Luigi. Hope you guys are doing good.
My mind's a war zone, every line is on the brink. I sift through broken logic, terrified to blink. Each error's like a dagger, stabbing through the screen. The meltdown's creeping closer. Am I
All right.
trapped in this routine? I pace the room,
Last day
voices in debate, questioning my every move. I can't afford mistakes.
for this bunny.
Towards a labyrinth, I'm stumbling through the haze.
We gotta figure out what's going on with this stamp.
The tension in my chest keeps tightening like a vice. I cannot run the panic, can't ignore the sacrifice. I'm pinned against the deadline, it's whispering my name. A shadow looming over me, amplifying all the shame.
Hey Naya.
From this chaos in my mind, a shower erupts from deep within, no mercy left to
So we gotta figure out what's wrong with this rabbit.
never quits. I'm teetering on the
And the problem is that it works just fine there. As soon as I do this,
line by line. I chase a phantom bug I can't contain. Cursed loops and dreaded logs are fueling all my pain. Twitching my fingers, no solution in sight. I'm running on adrenaline, locked in an endless fight. Reboot after reboot, errors flooding red. I can't silence the cynic living rent free in my head. Desperation in the keys, I'm beating on the desk, determined to emerge victorious from this.
its legs and its body don't stay attached.
I can't believe I'm here again, on the brink of another breakdown. I wonder if it's all worth it. If I'll ever
But it only happens
still something in me refuses
when I load in the stamp.
there must
I just delete the thing that I just added, it's back to working just fine. So we got to figure out what's going on. We hope tomorrow's the start of everywhere picking up some momentum. Why? What's tomorrow? Did I miss something?
No regrets left behind. I'll fight through every line till the path is in my sight. And when I conquer this beast, at last I'll breathe tonight. No more illusions, no more spiraling inside. The fix is found and I'm finally alive.
Yeah. The feedback Friday tomorrow. Be the first one of the year. So that'll be good. Forever in a month is pretty accurate since last year. Alright, so let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. If I'm not mistaken, I think part of it has to do with this. Can I actually... I actually do it this way instead. No, those don't seem to be connecting. All this is for a bunny. Yes, but like 90% of this is all just the animations. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, so like all of this, all that is to animate the rabbit dipping its head down to eat. All of this is to animate the moving. So if I turn that off and that off and that off, that's all the logic. That's not even all the logic. That's, yeah, that's all the logic for the bunny. That's not animation. So I can't connect this like so. What does the non-animation logic? So this over here, which I don't actually have grouped yet. This over here is pooping logic. That's the poop logic. This here is the logic to determine if somebody is close or not to him, which puts him in his fleeing state. He just hops faster. And this here is just our state management of what state he's in and what actions or animations to perform. I think that's really it. Everything else is just animations or attachment nodes to attach the models to the skeleton. So what we did is have the bunny model, but I created a skeleton. We're actually animating the skeleton with the pivot points. We're just attaching the model to the skeleton so it animates with the skeleton. We did that, so the model should be interchangeable. Like this guy over here is on the same skeleton, but a different model. That was version 1, and this is version 2. What do we want to do here? This needs to target this. So this is why I'm a little upset that I can't connect this here. Destructible limb spaghetti logic. See, I would like this here and this here. This guy here connects over to there. But what I'm trying to figure out is I'm pretty sure this whole issue with the body is in the model. We had to create the torso as a group of one item. That was so we could move the gizmo back here so we can do the poop. So we can attach the poop to the gizmo and then drop it so it looks like he's pooping. I think because we made that a group, it's affecting its attachment to the skeleton logic. So what I'm trying to do here is attach both the group and the single rock object to the skeleton. And I went through previously, and all of these actor nodes are connected to pieces of the skeleton, so I can reference those without having to dig through the model for it. Same for all these guys. And then these are connected. This one should be connected to the body, the rock. This one should be connected to the group of the rock. Then this one's connected to the poop. So I've kind of started using this process overall of just using actor nodes to select things. So it does clean up the spaghetti a little bit. And probably for the stamp jam, we're not going to worry about cleaning this up too much after the fact. But maybe after the stamp jam, we'll try to clean up a lot of the spaghetti out here too. So I'm hoping The adding that extra attach node in there does something. I can see that it's not breaking anything, because the big model is still working. So now, gotta shrink this guy down. And we have a couple things that need to change when he gets shrunk down, otherwise he moves too slow. Um, 0.05 is the scale that we're using. 2 and 5 with the radius for where it detects if someone's close to it. And we just hide the logic here. And then for anyone watching that hasn't been here the whole time, all this bunny's, like, the animations are obviously like rotation nodes and things like that. His actual movement is all physics. So it uses the physics node to apply a force to move him, which means that he should follow terrain. They can walk upstairs. So I made like a little pin over here. Why is my... Oh, there we go. They can hop up the stairs. These are older versions of the bunny, but... yeah, they do go up these steps. The steps are a little bit big for them, but at least the way I have them right now. But they can slowly make it up there. And we're getting jumped on by this guy. But then he fell upside down when he landed. Which is a problem I think I need to fix, but it's probably not going to get fixed for the stamp jam. If they flip upside down, they kind of get stuck. But yeah, a little obstacle course for them. Line them all up. Kind of like Big Shadow spooked you. Yeah, that guy just kind of sneaks up on you. Alright, so now let's go archive this stamp. So it should be gone now. Yep. This guy I need to ungroup and regroup. And what that does is, because we scaled him down, I want his normal scale to be this, not that over there, and then scaled down to 0.5. So they don't actually know where they're going. But basically, they're always going to go forward. The physics force is always going to push them forward. And just randomly, they turn in between movements. So they'll turn randomly left or right. They'll jump faster if you're close to them. Can I scale farther? Not really. But it does reset the scale of the stamp, so then when somebody loads the stamp in, it'll be this size and not that size. So here, he hops just fine. Now I need to load another one in from the stamp and see if let's create stamp. Let's get our nice little screenshot. Let's slow our camera down for this. How do they decide? It's I believe it is it is. Oh, it's this logic right here. Okay. So every time he hops, it'll pick a random number between 0 and 100. If that number is greater than 75, it'll rotate the model, the whole model. So it's just a 25% chance after every hop that he'll turn slightly. Alright, so I made the stamp again. Add the stamp here. Set him on the ground, and we're gonna fingers crossed that the torso stays attached. It did. It did. Every snippet of code still glimmers in our mind, a testament to how we never left that spark behind. Now we're older, but these moments still ignite our souls. The battered laptops, the laughter, the story. Now he bent down, he's eating. Every snippet of code still glimmers in our mind, a testament to how we never left that spark behind. Hey, he just pooped. He's gonna get squished by the big guy. Then the poop fades into the ground. That's it. It just does that over and over and over again. So our last test needs to be I have to load into a different arc, load in the stamp, and make sure nothing breaks when it's loaded into a separate arc. Or solo. I did not test in multiplayer. That's a good point, that I should test in multiplayer too. Let's get rid of this guy. Stamps. I don't know why it's so high up either. Doesn't really matter if he's right on the ground when he starts. He will just fall eventually. But the more he falls, the more chance he'll flip over. Hey, Nutri. Alright, beautiful. It works in a separate arc. Oh, I forgot about that. I can't step on that. So now that you mentioned it, we are going to test it in multiplayer now too. I can't think of anything that's in this guy that doesn't work in multiplayer. But that doesn't mean anything. When you place the bunny down, did you change the direction? So I have previously, in the little cage I had in the other arc, I faced them all in different directions to test that. But I will test that again on this final version. So look at this. In multiplayer, his legs are just missing. His legs are just not visible. I mean, the physics is quite janky here too. Like, he's jumping all over the place, but that might just be because his legs are missing. Where did his legs go? Torsolo, you're back. Let's put it up here. When we load in, I can see he looks like a chicken. See if I can see his legs fall, or if they're not attaching, or what's going on with those legs. He's trying to not become a wing. Doesn't say it's chicken wings. Could be bunny wings. Yeah, I did not check the deep fryer. Okay, he has his legs now, but because I started him so high up, he probably flipped over when he fell. That's a game you'd play all day? Cooking bunnies? Chicken chase. We could probably make chickens. Once the green check flashes, we'll be dancing in the night. Say goodbye to heartbreak, everything's alright. Hey, I'm on a bug hunt, chasing down this code, patching it together so it doesn't explode. Laughing through the drama, raging at the glitch, I'll piece it back together. I don't like how long it takes to load in multiplayer. I'm too impatient. Looks like a piece of his arm is missing in the front there. But yeah, the physics is really janky in multiplayer. Did that go for... I mean, this grenade works pretty okay, and I guess it is maybe a little janky. What about the rocket? Oh, the rocket is pretty janky. Yeah, the rocket is really janky. Multiplayer. So we'll just put in the description single player only. We just put a bunch of them in here, different directions. Is it because of all the assets? No, I think it's just the multiplayer servers in general aren't very good. I think everybody's physics has issues in multiplayer. Oh, they flip upside down when they run into each other. But yeah, it doesn't matter what direction they face. You spawn in. I think I am going to have to fix this though, because I don't want that to happen. Alright, back to our other arc. I think as far as single player goes, we're good. I just would like to try to make them not flip over, which I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. Alright, Luigi, thanks for stopping by. Have a good evening, and thank you for the lurk. Which one of these? Can't do that. I think the main issue with them flipping over is the size of this floor. Every time I adjust the size of this floor, that's the next size that I can go to. Camera is... This is as slow as the camera goes. I feel like this is way too fast. Let's see if we can... just gonna not do snapping here. Just gonna turn collision off. All of this stuff that can possibly collide with it. Let's see what that does.
Through trials and errors we ride the wave. Bloodshot eyes, yet we are not enslaved.
Yeah, that's problematic.
Much we've braved, every function saved, we feel more engraved.
Try to do that and put collision back on there. What does that do?
I saw bugs in my code. It's still not gonna compile when I run it on Monday. It breaks. I'll be bugging all week. I'll be bugging all week. Not
Doing anything with that.
a way to detox without clarity.
Change this back to this size.
Have you still not built it? I made it again. Was prepared for a fight. Hidden well in my code base. Every comment's a misled.
See, the collision on the legs and the body, I'm not sure matters so much. I don't quite understand why he's spinning in circles when I make the floor bigger.
Bugs from below, ripping my soul, draining the runtime out. Down in the void, nullified joys, bugs. Who shall stay and who shall exit?
I guess what I'm so this floor is basically what the whole rabbit balances on. It's invisible in the game when you load in, but I can apply physics to it, so everything else is attached to this floor. The physics is applied to the floor to make it hop and move. And I think because it's so thin that when it collides with stuff, the floor will just flip over, which will prevent, or which causes the whole rabbit to flip over. And then there's no way to flip it back over. So what I might be able to do is let's just delete this guy. Don't want any of those changes because they didn't do anything. Well, so that's what I'm thinking I can do right now. Is get actor rotation. Act on this guy. What I want to do is if any of them go over 90 or under negative 90, just set the rotation back to 0. I think. Right. Feed this into here. grid snapping. This is okay, it is grid snapping. Just not on the right grid. Greater. Less. Do a greater than and less than for each value. That's greater than 90 or less than -90.
I'm crying out through all this pain, searching for a light, hoping to rewrite the past, to make these wrongs feel right. From endless loops of sorrow, I'm yearning to break free, a newfound resolve inside me, praying it sets me free.
Any of these are true. So we're gonna do a lot of OR nodes.
I run in circles trapped by code that's twisting up my soul, spending my life behind the screen instead of reaching a goal. Apologies to every friend I kept on red, but now I'm stepping forward, done repeating what I've said. Guilt can be a burden, yet it's also a sign. It's calling you to wake up, to redraw the line. Let the tears lead to healing, let your heart realign. There's still a chance to mend the days you left behind. I'm crying out through all this pain, searching for a light, hoping to rewrite the past, to make these wrongs feel right. From endless loops of sorrow, I'm yearning to break free, a newfound resolve inside me, praying it sets me free.
We want to set actor rotation.
There's strength in your confession, you're not bound by regret. I'll forge a better
Branch in here for each one of these.
and we'll rise above the cycle, no longer left alone.
So we'll act on this.
I'm crying out through all this pain,
Any of these are true, we'll activate that.
hoping to rewrite the
And I just need a
wrongs feel right.
vector
Endless loops of
here. I can feed into here on game start of just 0, 0, 0.
time I choose me. I'll lay my guilt to rest, to start again at dawn. No moves to bury me, I'm ready to move on.
I think we'll just, for now, just tie that in like that. First, make sure that doesn't break anything.
Chords tangled on the floor, we're forging pixel kingdoms, behind a creaky door.
Um,
Welcome to my life.
thank you for that follow. FN Pity or Nippity. I'm gonna butcher it either way. I'm guessing it's one of those two.
Welcome to my life.
Thank you, Naya, for that follow. Effing Pity. Got it. Oh, Stalker. What's going on? So that doesn't seem to break anything. Just got back from dinner with the fam. Nice. Welcome to the stream. This is what I do when I'm not playing WoW. Let's delete this guy. We're gonna duplicate this. Change these values so much that I just know they're supposed to be off the top of my head now. 0105 for that scale. 2 for the height. 5 for the radius. And logic collapsed. All right. Sure, everything still works at this size. Should be good. I don't know if there's a way I can make him flip over. Can ride the bunny though. Let's ungroup, regroup. Collapse the logic. Roaming money. Create stamp. Do that. Put a bunch of them together. Alright. Whatever I just added to fix that is not fixing that. And he just shoots his poop into the sky. Oh, Naya found the emotes. So I don't know what else to do about that. I'm actually wondering if I can't use the set actor rotation Because by just setting the rotation, maybe the attached things aren't following it. I give them invisible bumpers, so maybe. The problem with that is, what is the problem with that? Trying to think if there's a problem with that. So if I do, gotta go over to this guy. If I go into the model, and I just do something like maybe just a wall. Yeah, so if I did something like this and just made all those walls invisible. If I just make all of this a group. I would probably need, first off, so that over there. Well, I need to lift it from the ground. Well, it's on the ground and his feet are on the ground right now. So it should be even with his feet to where it wouldn't be noticeable. Is that the Merc hitbox? Pretty much, yeah. So we want to make it invisible, but what I also will need to do think is I will need what do I need?
Rising above the fears, tearing down the walls, embracing every challenge, answering the calls.
They're not in the same group. It's gonna give me issues with lists, so let's remove this from that group. Let's grab this guy, point it there, do that. It needs to be attached. Then on start, and we'll just make it invisible. Let's see what that does. So you don't see it. Might need it lower than his. Well, I guess when it's shrunk down, that won't be an issue. Hey, Magi. Am I crunching successfully? I think so. I think I am crunching successfully. But yeah, now there is an invisible wall around the rabbit. When it's this big, I can run underneath it. But when it's shrunk down to its normal size, you won't be able to do that. So that invisible wall is going to carry its poop with it. So that's a problem. I think we're going to fix that by just not having the wall behind him. I don't think that will cause a problem. If another rabbit's trying to run into him, the front one would prevent it from going through anyways. Jamming? Yes, we are jamming. Today's the last day for the stamp jam. Which my stamp is this rabbit. See, then when he poops, because there's no wall behind him, he doesn't drag it with him. So now... Yes, he poops. Look at this guy. .1. Let's scale this whole thing down. 2, 5. Hide the logic. Him down like that. Seems to work just fine. And then here's the test. Will one of them still flip over? He got wrecked. Yeah, little poops. The ones that flip upside down and shoot the poop into the air. So even with the wall around them, they still flip over. Scold them. I'll just yell at them until they stop flipping over. What if they're on a floor instead of a ground? Let's find out. I'm pretty sure it's just the way that the physics is working that's causing the whole. So this entire rabbit works off of this floor that's invisible. So this floor, it's physics applied to it, which moves it up and down to hop, and everything else is just attached to this floor. And I think just when the two floors collide, it kind of like spaz out a little bit and flip upside down. Scold them until they behave. I think that's probably the best plan. Like, he jumped on the rabbit's back and it kind of screws it up the way that floor angles and eventually just rolls over upside down. I'm not quite sure why that one tripped over him. Did he just fix himself? He fixed himself. They do collide with each other. That's what generally causes them to flip over. They do. I had more than 4 of them. One of them fall off. Yeah, there's one of them under the ground over here now. Say they are exactly replicating nature. I mean, I have less than an hour. This barrier I thought was a good idea, but it's not doing anything, so we are going to get rid of it. I just don't like the way that it looks if it's not going to work. I thought it was a good idea. I was hoping it was going to work. Then get rid of that. Then get rid of
in this too long. When the noise in my head tries to bury me again, I'll remember this anthem.
That guy.
Rise above the din. I'm breaking through midnight.
Control I fix the shit for me. The rabbits are flippy floppy. I wish we had AI tools in here. I'm a little upset this isn't working, to be honest. I just want to revisit this real quick to make sure that I didn't do something silly with this logic, like, oh, I don't know, not connect my branch nodes. Yes. Yeah, the part that I thought was going to work, I just didn't actually have it connected the right way.
Lines of code shaping worlds unseen. Pixels born from fever dreams. Control-S keeps the heart alive. Every line makes the screen thrive. Eyes flicker in the low light. Reflections of a digital right. Bit by bit battle the bugs. Crash and burn.
So Twitch, I guess I'll wait to answer that question until the ad finishes.
Damn, son.
Magi with that gifted sub to Naya. Thank you for that, Magi, and welcome, Naya, to No More Ads. Twitch actually got really bad with ads recently, and it used to be that, so as the streamer, I can control how often ads are run on my stream, but the less often I run ads, the more ads, or the more the ad revenue Twitch keeps, right? So they're going to run ads on my stream regardless. But if I do less ads, they keep all the revenue instead of paying it to me, which is silly.
Every line makes the screen thrive.
But it is pretty bad with ads. And I mean, obviously they want people to either buy like Twitch, what is it, Twitch Turbo, or subscribe to streamers, because obviously that's how they make money too. But pretty much, yeah, Magi.
Twitch flame burning bright. Game dev till the dead of night. Follows rolling like thunder. In the game we all wander. Late nights under flickering lights, chasing every bug. Lines of code entangled, feeling like a tug. Debugging through the chaos, fighting through the strain. Every error message echoes my persistent pain.
Now you get pre-rolls if you don't run. Yeah, so I run enough that I believe I don't get pre-rolls, because from my understanding, just from general viewership standpoint, if like a new viewer comes in here and they immediately get pre-rolls, there's a good chance they're just gonna leave. So then I gotta run enough ads to not have pre-rolls so people don't get ads the instant they come into the stream. Okay. So, good news and bad news. They are correcting themselves. They absolutely are correcting themselves. But they can't hop anymore. Wait, that one's hopping now. You know what? I don't need... I don't need that check on the Z-axis. Because if it's rotated too far this way, it's recorrecting it. I think that's why they're spazzing out. I only need it on the X and the Y axis. So which one? This is the Z guy. All this can just go away. Then probably what I should do is, so we're not hitting this multiple times, that will feed into that, this will feed into that, this one will come back and treat this guy, this doesn't have to. We'll just do this all as one flow. Anything in here is true. Make sure we activate the branch this time. Clean that up a bit. Something like that. Let's just see what the big bunny does with that. I mean, the big bunny doesn't flip over. Because scaled up, it's big enough that it doesn't flip over. He's not spazzing out over there. I didn't pay attention if he was spazzing out before. The orange block's connected to the red block. Feels like that sometimes. I feel like normally I would have explained what I was doing a little bit better. But I am trying to crunch here a little bit. Let's get rid of those guys. Turns off distraction. No, it's fine. It's fine. Negative 4.25. Thank you. It is fine. So I think we're almost there. 2.5. Logic collapsed.
Together we can face the shadows, break the chains apart. With every step we take, we mend our weary heart. We stand strong in the storm, never losing sight. Through the shadows and the chaos we ignite.
All right, fingers crossed. No more breakdancing. They all didn't collide, so none of them flipped over immediately. So if when they fall off the platform, we'll see. He didn't flip over.
My scribbled notes are scattered. I'm haunted by mistakes. Prototype after prototype, each one seems to break. I'm chasing visions through the chaos, but they slip out of view. Every glitch feels
He flipped over,
coming unglued.
and he's not correcting himself.
Codes unraveling, I'm caught in the debris. Night after night, it's a war inside of me. But somewhere in this wreckage, the dream still shines. I'll keep forging forward, I won't leave it behind.
Okay, so before we write that off completely, let me just double check the logic.
Each glitch that felt like failure now guides me to reclaim. In the fire of every meltdown, a spark refused to
This triggers this less than, which triggers the greater than, which feeds both of them into this ore. Either of those are true.
memory leaks and phantom bugs.
That will be true,
In the night,
which feeds into A. Then it triggers this less than, which triggers this greater than,
we won't surrender though the cold might
feeds into A and B of this ore.
I can't turn away.
Either of those are true. I'll put that. So this ore, which if either of those two ores are true, this will be true. If this is true, I'll set the actor rotation back to 0, 0,
It's the lines you wrote. Don't let the dust drown out your love. It's time to stay afloat. I'm rising from the broken blueprint, stepping
I don't need to do this, but I can at least, this would keep it facing the same direction. If it ever works to correct it. I think one of the things I'm concerned with is if straight setting the actor's rotation versus actually doing the rotation, like using a rotation node instead of set actor rotation, if the stuff that's attached to it, but I guess they were, because they were breakdancing in the last one, shows me that it is working.
and watch the dawn arise.
Let's come in here. If this is true, flipping over. If it's not true, We're not going to do anything because that's just going to spam the logs.
When the final piece steps into place, I lift my spirit high. I'm the missing puzzle piece. The cracks begin to heal. These broken prototypes shaped a world I can finally feel.
Let's see. Let's get rid of. Let's not do that. Rid of those guys. I think what we'll do is we'll even put one of them like up here. See if he like flips over when he falls or something. This guy gonna jump off. The logs open, so alright, one of them did flip over. I'm not getting my log, so that logic's not working. You have returned with a capital N. Welcome back. I didn't connect that. I really need to make sure my nodes are connected.
It's pounding at my door, but I'll pretend I'm AFK, cause I've got lines of code galore. A fierce rebellion brewing in these glitchy frames. I'll stay
Okay.
here till morning,
This
fueled by pixel
works.
Hey, I'm chasing pixel glory. Forget that laundry pile. Time spent coding is never time defiled. So call me lazy, say I'm stuck in a fan. dungeons to conquer. Mop the floor, why bother?
This works. You just gotta remove that log.
While I chase my source code highs, this self-deprecating madness keeps me feeling so alive.
Debating more code or playing Avowed, I say. It is a bit early for your normal schedule. Almost flipped over. It was so close, and they didn't. All of these rabbits jumped off the platform. None of them flipped over.
Endless lines of code, but something's always wrong. Missing brackets, stray semicolons all night long. Each error
Let's bring them closer together. Hopefully increase that chance of them colliding.
every missed symbol, another doubt inside. Questioning my skills, fighting with my pride. But deep down there's a fire that won't let me give in. I've got to push through the chaos, find where I begin. Syntax struggles tearing me apart, but I hold on to the spark within my heart. Through the frustration and the endless fight, I keep coding on, chasing the light.
I don't know for sure if I won.
Late nights and coffee cups.
So I never got a log, which means I don't think my logic did anything there. I think
Drop of rain.
they just got lucky and landed upright.
To the perfect run, turning every failure into something I've won. In the silence of the code, I find my strength. Every hurdle faced, I go to any length to conquer these syntax struggles, break through the night.
Alright guys, I need you to collide into each other. So like, please do that. Okay, that one flipped upside down. And the logic flipped them back. I don't see the log that I put in there for that. But he's upside down. That corrects them. So it's working. I just have no idea why the log's not working. I don't really care about the log. I care that it's working. Alright, so now, if I can,
A new day's begun.
no, there's absolutely no way. I was gonna try to just delete the log, one of these guys, before I packaged it up.
Find a spark of light, but I'm losing track of reasons.
We're just gonna delete that log.
I watch the code twist into knots I can't untie. Motivations in free fall. I'm scared to even try. I stumble through the syntax.
Duplicate this guy.
Has died. Well, once I found redemption,
hopefully adjust these values for the last time. Two, 5. Logic collapsed. Ungroup group. Throwing bunny. Let me go to my stamps. Archive this one. Why is it still there? Archive. Yes. Okay, now it's gone. Logic collapsed. Create stamp. Slow our camera down here. Screenshot for the stamp there. So that guy there. Now we're going to grab one from the stamp, just to make sure this doesn't break anything. Looks good. Alright. I think we are good. So we're going to take I don't remember what tags I used before, but we'll use, I really wish these were alphabetical. I think Logic's in here twice. They have alien, but they don't have animal or creature. I guess I don't really need tags. But I don't know what else I'd put here. Save stamp version. And publish. Oh, I should have put a description. Roaming bunny. Use in single player only. Hops and roams, eats and poops. Changing the description doesn't count as a change to the stamp. That's really strange. Woodland is in here, you think?
Pixel after pixel, we watch our vision take flight. We crash through every barrier, shining bright in the night.
I didn't see. I see grassland, which I guess fits.
I'm staring at the screen again, caffeine buzzing in my veins. Lines of code are flickering, I'm losing track of my brain. Forgot a semicolon, now the program goes insane.
Is there a poop tag?
But
We need to start a petition for a poop tag.
so bring on all the pain. Hey, hey, I'm gonna rewrite this all night. Shout at the errors till they're running in front.
Changing the tags don't let me save a new stamp version either. I wonder if that just goes. We're gonna find out. We're gonna do one last test in a different arc, just to make sure.
But I crank the volume higher, let the pop punk sound drown. All the warnings and the debug logs that swirl around.
And after that, we
On the edge of mania,
are gonna be ready
but I'm not backing out.
to submit.
Reboot after reboot, yeah, it's wearing me down. But I crank the volume higher, let the pop punk sound drown.
See all these guys. Stamps, my stamps.
I'm on the edge of mania, but I'm not backing out. Hey, hey, I'm gonna rewrite this all night. Shout
Yeah, I kept the description and all that when I loaded it in here, so that's weird.
I'll dance with the light. Cold lines break, but I'm feeling so alive. I've touched 1,000 lines, I've hit 100 walls. Every crash just fuels the fight, I'll answer every call. No sleep inside, I'm living off neon cans. When the
Alright, everything looks good. So what I need to do is there not a way to copy the stamp ID anymore?
just don't care. Hey, I'm gonna rewrite this all night. Shout at the errors till they're running in fright. On with energy drinks, I'll dance with the light. Cold lines break, but I'm feeling so alive. We're popping every can, we're dancing on our feet. Late night code fixes never tasted this sweet.
I know, right? Fortunately, the form to submit the stamp doesn't ask for it. But that's strange, because they have the copy for the ARC ID, right? Right there. But it's not there for the stamp ID. Feels like a super easy thing to add. Yeah, I just now submitted the form. It didn't need the stamp ID, so it's fine.
But the journey's just begun, there's no line we've lost. New horizons.
The form just asks for the builder's name, whether it's an arc or a stamp, and the stamp name. I didn't check if it was an arc, but for a stamp, they just wanted the stamp name and a description of the stamp. Let's go back in here.
Senior roles behind us, but the future's bright. Every project's a new chance to ignite. Learning never ends, there's always more to see. Unlocking every door, setting our minds free. In the echoes of our triumphs, hear the call. Together we're invincible, we won't fall. Life-shattered dreams and guitars grand embrace symbolize our journey, limitless space, infinite potential shining in our eyes, boundless opportunities reaching for the skies. We're unstoppable together, breaking every wall with grand horizons before us. We can have it all. Pushing past the limits, soaring through the night, embracing every moment, shining ever bright. Infinite potential, our spirits intertwine, endless possibilities, forever we'll define. Infinite potential.
There we go. Our little school of bunnies. I don't know what a group of bunnies is called. Pack of bunnies. A fluffle of bunnies. A herd of bunnies. I don't know. I don't know what the collective word for bunnies is. Yeah, I think if I made their hops a little bit stronger, they'd probably be able to get out of these stairs easier. But I think their hop right now is pretty okay. Can you fling the poo? No. Nope. It's no collision. There's no collision with the poo. That one just happened to disappear as I walked over it. It just collects on the ground. I probably could make it so you could. I think if I just adjusted, if I made a physics object and adjusted its mass, you'd be able to kick it around. But that will be for another day. I have them working pretty good, and I don't want to break anything. This guy's stuck somehow in this corner. Oh, is he gonna get him out? Is he gonna get himself out? There he goes. That guy's stuck in the wall. They eventually get themselves free. Alright, well, I think that's it. That concludes our Stamp Jam submission. 2 weeks. We built a rabbit. Just saw something all the way over there. I don't know what it was. We made a rabbit. I think one of the important things that came out of this rabbit is the proof that the skeleton logic works. Which means going forward, I could create different shapes of skeletons for like humanoid or rabbits or other four-legged creatures or whatever. Then other people can create models that attach to it and just get the animations for free. You look forward to losing the competition? I don't. Let's not let them think that's a good way to animate. It makes your brain cry. I mean, it's not the best way to animate, but it is better than every other way that I've tried so far. It's better. It's the best way I've found to do animations with the tools we currently have available. That's the way I'll word it. Doesn't mean that it's a good way to do it. Doesn't mean that there can't be improvements. There can absolutely be a lot of improvements. But until those improvements come, I think it's pretty good. So we're not going to let them think this is a good thing, right? So I think it's a way to show them that something like that is what we want, but built into the game, not that we have to build out ourselves. Right? Like, if they gave us the ability to create a skeleton and apply animations to specific joints and then attach a model to it, like, I think that might be alright. But not have to build the skeleton ourselves, use the nodes to do all the animations to all the different joints. But if they were to package all of that up into an easy to use way to do it, that might not be too bad. Then Trench, how many hours did it take? So we started this. last week on Tuesday. Is that when the stamp jam ended? 2 weeks ago from today, right? Or 2 weeks ago from last Tuesday. I don't remember. I don't remember what day it was announced. I guess I can look in the Discord. 7th. They announced on Friday. So that's Saturday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 streams, 2 hours, so about 12 hours. To make a bunny that can hop, eat, and poop. Because I didn't do any work on this rabbit off stream. Are them legs one you made using the EV way? So these legs here was my first prototype of the skeleton. To see if the skeleton logic made sense at all. So there's like a joint for the hip joint on each of them, and then a joint for the knee joint, and rotations on those to be able to bend them independently but keep them attached. So that was the prototype, and then I turned that into the skeleton for that guy over there. And then when that guy got to where he's at right now, I just pulled the model off him and put this model on that skeleton, and then just added more onto it. Like that one doesn't eat or poop, it just hops. But yeah, 12 hours. I'm pretty happy with the results. The little leg movements for all the different hops. Yes, everything for this whole stamp jam. If you go back to, was it my first stream would have been on the 8th? So the stream I did on the 8th is I think where I made those legs, and then started doing the skeleton for that thing over there. But yeah, it should all be on stream. The VODs are here on Twitch. They're also all on YouTube. So wherever you prefer to watch them, they're on both. And if you have any questions on them, just throw them in the Discord. I was hoping one of these bunnies was going to escape. I think they're struggling to get up these stairs for some reason. They can get like almost halfway up, but then it feels like they get stuck. Come on, little buddy, you can make it.
Every challenge with a mindset that's strong, integrating
So close. So close. Oh, you're gonna turn back around now. Harold. You made it. So yeah, I could maybe make them jump a little higher. They'd be able to do that a little easier, but we'll see. They're staying the way they are for now. But I think that's going to be it. We're going to wrap up the stream here. Good stopping point anyways. We submitted the bunny. So, thank you all for watching. Excited to see what everyone else made tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for coming out. We'll be back on Saturday. Probably back working on Aether Ridge some more. Get back into building that out. So, hope to see you all there. Have a good rest of your night. Bye.